Hello, everybody. We're having another session. I'm sorry about last week. Um, it was Financial New Year, and you just don't do special stuff on Financial New Year. All right. Before we start reading, I wanted to have a little kiki. How the fuck do I open this thing? I have PTSD and spiritual abuse. It's not from any kind of priest or any human person. I just want you all to know that whether angel or demon, these are people, and people have free will. Some people in spirit, they choose to be a dick about your personal life, and because I've been at the front of that spiritual abuse, I don't want you to have it. I want you to be joyous and prosperous, even though I'm so jealous. Like, I see so many people like make leaps and bounds, and I haven't done that in the past 7 years. That's all I wanted. But I want you to be successful. I just couldn't see why I couldn't have that either. I'm going to put the cards aside because we're not going to do cards today. This is a spell today, alright? This is a financial new year. It is a 1 year. Alright? Because of the nature of financial new years, the first 6 months of the actual year still kind of hold that numerology of the last year. So we still held a 9. And it's been so hectic. I don't know who else needs to hear this. You are so much more loved than whatever little voice in your head is telling you. And I can see some people in the comments, some people looking at this and going, this is absolute trash. She's doing crocodile tears. And people like that are just as jealous as me. I want to write novels. I want to do drag. I want to do readings. I want to crochet. I want to do, like, everything that's not that physically strenuous. Maybe do a little dancing, a little singing. And so it brings me a bit of sweetness, that there are so many loving people and they get pushed down because someone is jealous of them. And they don't want to admit it. They just say, oh, you're a man anyway, so what's the point? Honey, you want to be a woman. You're a dumb bitch. Anyone who says that drag is a delusion is only 1/10 of the way there. It's a performance. You want to be a drag queen. People who push away an ideal secretly want that ideal, It is my duty as a person on this earth, as Mary Sue of Starfleet, to help people find joy and peace. You think I feel peace all the time? No, every day there's always somebody. Hey, look. Nice. There's always somebody, whether on Earth or not on Earth, who will try to insult me, push me down, tell me that I'm not good enough, and tell me that, you know, all that I'm doing is a lie. But that's not part of my own belief system. Because we're told that if you can't see it, it's not real. Or what about thoughts? Other people's thoughts. You can't see other people's thoughts. You can see your own. You can hear your own. The thought is real because you can see it and you can hear it. And sometimes you can feel it. In my own following, like I'm a Jedi, all things are real in some capacity, and it all starts in the mind. And sometimes it starts out of necessity. I've had my own evidence. You know, it's what makes me a pantheist. You think that Jedi don't worship gods, but I'm a pantheist. That means I believe in Spider-Man too. You might think that's funny, but it's freaking true. You can say, like, go back to God, but I've already done that. Maybe you should inch a little closer to God. Maybe you should inch a little closer to Jesus and the archangels. Maybe you should inch a little closer to Spider-Man. Because all these comic books, all these stories around us, it's there for a reason. You can't just go, oh, the Bible's the only book. It's 66 books. You know what has more books than the Bible? Marvel Comics. Every single comic book. And you're telling me it's the devil because it's superheroes and it's idolatry? You don't even know the first thing about idolatry. It's worshipping laziness. Idol? Do you see now? It's worshipping laziness. People who aren't fit to be gods and do not deserve the title. I'm just, let it all hang out. I was ready for this crash out. He is. And I don't hate you. I just want you to get your facts straight. So if you're gonna insult me, at least get something right. I prefer if you got all of it right. Whoever it is who's just going to stumble upon this and say that I'm fucking stupid, read me to to what they think is filth. I'm going to read them. To filth. To dust. Humans don't have a respect for the way a drag queen works, especially fundamentalists, especially Mormons, especially Scientologists. In religion, you are supposed to be thinking about the things that you do every day. Compassion should be first and foremost. There is no such thing as putting God first. You put your needs first. And if you're not sure, then you ask God. Whoever's going to come over and try and read me the filth, they're not going to get even 9 minutes into this video. I'm going to know it. I can only wish them all the best. We're going to have a minute's silence. Not really a minute, but, you know, give yourself some time to think. If you've got through this video, give yourself some time to think about your life, about your actions. Because what I want you to do is think. You cannot keep coming back every day to ask a favor to somebody, because it gets unreasonable. There are so many of us who hold so much history. We, as a people, don't have our priorities straight. And as oldies, we get silenced. We get tossed by the wayside because we're right. We've seen it before. You think this is the first time that... Let me shuffle. You think this is the first time that we've had a pandemic? That we've had homophobia? That we've had transphobia? That we've had the GPA drop significantly? That we've had people say, return to God, and they themselves have not even inched. It is a tale as old as time. And the only way to solve that is to, 1, listen to people. 2, don't be such a dick. Keep your opinions to yourself. 3, actually, like, look what we can do. And 4, seek therapy. For God's sake, seek therapy. You are ill. I am in a worse state than all these people who say they're persecuted because they said that this other person needed Jesus Christ because they were trans. I'm in a worse state than you. And not because of transphobia. It's because it's day after day they chip away at me. And that's what you've been told to do on this earth too. All that my family, all the old souls have built is getting torn down for what? To teach you a lesson. You cannot be without us. That little toaster, that $20 toaster, they used to be top of the range toasters. And now you have a thing that you can hear the springs in very loudly. And it's made of plastic. And it's going to last you how long? That's your main toaster? I wish I had more to say. I have so much in my backlogs that I could say. But I think I've said it all. This is what I'm angry at humankind with. No one wants to face the facts. If you do not face the facts, you will not get to the truth. Truth of yourself, the truth of others, truth of the earth, the truth of people you don't even know, the truth of business. And I'm not talking about conspiracy theories. They're not theories, honey. They're just guesses. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. If you got this far, congratulations. That's incredible. Thank you for being with me during this crash out. I wish you all the greatest. Really good financial year. A really good rest of the year. I hope that you achieve your dreams in life. I hope you stand up and do something with your life. Live, laugh, love. Be kind to one another. Wisdom. Wisdom and courage come before power. If you have power first, you will not succeed.